Natapos na ang 4 na araw na pagdinig ng ICC laban kay former President Rodrigo Duterte. May sapat na ebidensya ba para ma-confirm ang kaso laban kay Duterte? Malakas ba ang depensa ng mga abogado o ng kampo ni Duterte? May trial na ba agad? Pwede pa bang ma-dismiss ang kaso? At higit sa lahat, may krimen ba talaga o wala? Hi everyone, hello friends. If you are new to my channel, I am Attorney Frank, your lawyer on the go. At ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ang pinakamainit na international legal development, ang confirmation of charges hearing laban kay former President Rodrigo Duterte. Let's recap. Ano ang nangyari sa 4 na araw ng ICC hearings? The hearing took place from 23 February to 27 February 2026 before pre-trial Chamber 1. Important, hindi pa ito trial proper at hindi pa ito determination of guilt. Ang purpose ng confirmation hearing ay alamin kung may substantial grounds to believe na ang akusado ay nag-commit ng crimes charged. Ang charges laban kay Duterte: crimes against humanity of murder, crimes against humanity of attempted murder, allegedly committed between November 1, 2011 to March 16, 2019, in connection with the war on drugs. During the 4 days, Day 1 and 2, inilahad ng prosekusyon ang kanilang kaso. Ayon sa kanilang teorya ay mayroong widespread or systemic attack laban sa civilian population. Day 3, defense lawyers of Duterte presented arguments challenging the sufficiency of evidence. Day 4, closing statements from the prosecutor, the victims' representatives, and the defense. Important procedural note: the hearing was conducted in the absence of Duterte after he waived his right to attend. Now, the judges are deliberating. Under ICC regulations, they must issue a written decision within 60 days from February 27, 2026. Ano ang mga argumento ng prosecution? Ang prosecution, through the ICC Office of the Prosecutor, argued the following: mayroon di umanong widespread or systemic attack. They claim thousands of killings occurred in the context of the anti-drug campaign. They argue this was not random. Hindi daw ito isolated incidents. It formed part of a coordinated pattern. Under Article 7 of the Rome Statute, kailangan may widespread or systemic attack directed against a civilian population pursuant to a state or organizational policy. Civilians ang target. Argumento nila, even suspected drug offenders remain civilians under international criminal law. Hindi sila combatants. Hindi ito armed conflict. Therefore, they qualify as civilian population. Mayroong state policy. They argue the campaign was carried out pursuant to a state policy. Hindi kailangan na written order. Pwede raw itong ma-establish through public statements, patterns of conduct, institutional tolerance, and failure to investigate. Individual criminal responsibility. They argue Duterte publicly encouraged lethal force. He knew about the killings, failed to prevent or repress them, continued rhetoric that allegedly reinforced violence. Possible legal modes of liability invoked: indirect co-perpetration, ordering or inducing, and command responsibility. Substantial grounds standard: Reminder again, sa stage po na ito ay hindi pa kailangan ang guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Sa confirmation of charges hearing, ang kailangan lamang ay substantial grounds to believe. Mas mababa ito kaysa sa trial standard. Ano naman ang mga argumento ng defense? Ang lead defense counsel ay si Attorney Nicholas Kaufman. Narito ang kanilang mga pangunahing argumento. Walang direct order to kill. Walang dokumento, walang order, walang chain of command evidence na directly nag-uutos ng killings. Sabi nila, there is no smoking gun. Political rhetoric lang ang speeches ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. They argue Duterte's speeches were hyperbole, political bluster, figurative language. Hindi raw ito operational directives. They also claim prosecution cherry-picked speeches. Walang state policy to attack civilians. Defense argues that alleged victims were suspected criminals. Hindi raw civilian population as such. They argue prosecution failed to prove contextual element of crimes against humanity. Weak witnesses. They challenged credibility of prosecution witnesses. Ayon sa kanila, sila ay self-confessed individuals, not sufficiently corroborated. Their testimonies are insufficient. Meaning of neutralization. Ayon sa defense counsel, kanilang argumento, neutralization meant subduing and not killing. Killings not unique to Duterte. They pointed out killings also occurred under other administrations to dispute the theory of a unique Duterte policy. Malakas ba ang laban ng mga depensa ng kampo ni Duterte? Let's analyze objectively. Sa confirmation stage, mababa lang ang threshold. Hindi kailangan perfect evidence. Hindi kailangan beyond reasonable doubt. Ang kailangan lamang dito ay may substantial grounds to believe. Historically, ICC pre-trial chambers tend to confirm charges if there is consistent testimonial evidence, corroboration, contextual pattern. Defense argument are legally sound in structure. However, sa confirmation stage, hindi kailangan ang smoking gun. Circumstantial pattern evidence may suffice. Para mas malinaw, sa simpleng salita, kapag sinabi nating smoking gun, ito ay klarong ebidensya na nagpapatunay na may ginawang mali o krimen ang isang tao. Parang hindi mo na pwedeng itanggi dahil ito ay isang klarong patunay. Kunyari, talagang kuwang-kuha sa video na ginawa mo ang isang krimen. Kapag sinabi naman nating circumstantial evidence, ito ay ebidensya na hindi direktang nagpapakita ng krimen o mali, pero naglalarawan ng sitwasyon o mga palatandaan na pwedeng magpatunay na may ginawa ang isang tao na isang krimen. Ang pinakamahalagang tanong sa stage na ito ay na-establish ba ng prosecution ang widespread or systemic element, state policy, link between accused and acts? Diyan po iikot ang desisyon. Ano na ba ang posibleng susunod? Within 60 days from February 27, 2026, the chamber may confirm charges, case goes to trial chamber, or decline to confirm, that means case dismissed, or adjourn. Chamber may ask for more evidence. Wala pong automatic appeal dito. Parties must seek authorization to appeal. Kung ma-confirm, full trial will follow. Witnesses, cross-examination, full evidentiary presentation. At kapag na-dismiss naman ang kaso, proceedings will end at the pre-trial chamber. Sa tingin po ninyo, Ikukumpirma kaya ng mga judges ang mga paratang laban kay former President Rodrigo Duterte? Sapat ba ang mga ebidensya na inilatag ng prosecution upang umusad ang kaso? Sa mga nangyayari ngayon, ito ba talaga ay tunay na legal accountability o ito ba ay isang political controversy lamang? The decision will shape not just one man's legacy, but how international law interacts with national sovereignty. Hindi dapat inuuna ang emosyon at mas lalong hindi dapat inuuna ang mga propaganda. Ang dapat nating tutukan ay ang proseso. Ang ICC ay may sariling proseso, may sariling pamantayan, at ang desisyon ay manggagaling sa mga hukom batay sa ebidensya at hindi batay sa social media. Hindi rin batay sa surveys at lalong hindi batay sa political noise. Ipagdasal natin na ang magiging desisyon ay nakaangkla sa batas at sa katotohanan. Pagod na ang Pilipinas sa mga politikal na bangayan. Pagod na ang Pilipinas sa kahirapan. Ang tunay na laban ng bansa ay hindi lamang legal accountability, kundi development, trabaho, edukasyon, at seguridad. Kung may pagkakamali sa nakaraan, harapin natin ito. Kung wala namang pagkakamali, mahalagang linawin natin ito. Ngunit huwag nating hayaang hatiin tayo ng usaping ito hanggang sa makalimutan natin ang mas malaking layunin ng ating bansa. Ito ay ang ating pag-unlad. Manalangin tayo na manaig ang tunay na hustisya. Hindi hustisyang politikal, hindi hustisyang emosyonal, kundi hustisyang nakaugat sa katotohanan at batas. At habang hinihintay natin ang desisyon, maging responsable tayong mamamayan, mapanuri, mapayapa, at nakatuon sa mas magandang kinabukasan para sa Pilipinas. Alright? I think that's it for now. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood at sana po ay mayroon kayong natutunan sa video na ito. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. At sana po ay patuloy niyo pong suportahan ang YouTube channel na ito. Hanggang sa muli, this is Attorney Frank, your lawyer on the go. Stay informed, stay objective, and see you in the next episode. God bless you all. God bless the Philippines.